Episode 2, Conversations with your CFP, Mario Payne. I'm in Jacksonville, of course. My own firm, Thomas Financial, stands for Tithe, Offering, Alms, meaning stewardship. We're a good steward of your money. You can tithe more, offer more, do all that great stuff, giving glory to God. But today, I want to tell you about another conversation I had with a client. So, it's interesting from a client standpoint and from a society standpoint that when we think about investing in the stock market, we view it differently when it comes to investing in real estate. So I had a client, had a conversation, had some money. Hey, I'm looking to buy this property. How much is the property? Property was about 200 grand. Has cash, so that's a blessing by itself to have $200,000 in cash laying around, right? Most individuals doesn't have that, so that's a blessing by itself. Man, look, pull the sleeves, man. Look like I'm 6'2" with a person who's 5'8" with this short sleeves. Let me get that straight. I had just a heart-to-heart conversation, like, hey, this property's for $200,000, but it's a recession coming, or at least a soft landing, depending on who you talk to. The value of that house about 6 months ago was about $240,000, so it's down to $200,000. And strong possibility, nobody knows but God the future, but strong possibility that, of course, 6 months from now, it might be less. Let's say it's not less. Let's say it's the same. I recommend it. It is a large amount of investments right now that we know and love that are down by a lot more than 10%. Amazon, as we're speaking, mid-January, down by 50%. If you had $100 in Amazon, now it's worth about $50, all right? Microsoft, down 25%. Had $100 in Microsoft, now you have about $75. Square, down like 70%. Had $100 in Square this time last year, now you have $30. Facebook, Meta, Zuckerberg, he's on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? That's down by 60%. $100 is now $40. So I said, hey, if the same house you were looking at was at $100,000, not $200,000 last year, and now today it's at $50,000, what would you do? He was like, man, I would buy that today. Understand? So why don't we use that $200,000 that you have and buy those stocks today? Because over the next 3 years, pretty safe to say from appreciation standpoint, Microsoft is going to be back to where it was. Apple is going to get back to where it was, because that's down about 25%. Meta, Facebook, but let's say it should be in 3 years get back to where it was. Amazon, definitely back to where it was, and probably Square as well. So in 3 years with that $200,000, buying Amazon, for example, he's going to double his money. He's going to go from $200,000 to $400,000. Buying that piece of property, nobody knows the future but God, but strong possibility that that asset is not going to go from $200,000 to $400,000 in 3 years, especially if you look at the comps and kind of what's around. So the conversation was, great idea. And yes, you should invest this money, but we should look at the stock market right now being low as it is, some stocks, as a opportunity, as if it was property. Because 3 years from now, if that property went from 200 to 400,000, he's like, man, greatest investment ever. Stock market wise, if it goes from 200 to 400,000, he's going to feel pretty good about that. But then what happens going forward? Well, you can take it out. You take it out, then yes, you have to pay capital gains taxes. But the thought process is in 3 years, he'll probably buy or find a property from a rental standpoint or flipping standpoint that he could put money into. He has now more money, so now he could do things quicker, hire people more quicker to flip it. Or if he just wants to rent it out, he can get in there, gut it out, and rent it. And since he has more capital, more money to do it, he's in a better situation. Also, when it comes to real estate, we have supply chain issues, right? We know if we want to get something done, might not be as quick as it was 2 years ago, right? A lot of contractors are just stretched for numerous reasons, and supply chain and getting supplies is one of them. With the stock market, it is no supply chain issues. If he buys Amazon, Amazon doesn't have any issues with supply chain. It's not going to hurt his stock standpoint. Now, the company, might be affected. We might not get 1 day shipping. It might be 2 days, right? But still, from a stock standpoint, he's not affected like he is directly with real estate. So in totality, as investors, when we think about investing in stocks, let's look at the stock market as if it's a real estate investment. If it's a house across the street, if you guys look across the street right now, boom, pause me, and look across the street. That house last year, let's say, that you're looking at, I know you're looking. That house was $100,000 1 year ago. And now today, let's say that house is $50,000. You don't think that's an excellent buying opportunity? Even if it takes 3 years for that house to go from $50,000 back to $100,000, you don't think that's a great return? That's 33% a year. I think that's pretty good, right? Especially when the market by itself averages 7%. Real estate, believe it or not, averages 4.5%. So very, very great return. So we should look at investing in the stock market the same way. Because if you look at an Amazon or a Square or a Meta, it might not take 3 years. It might be 1 year. It might be 2 years. If it's 2 years, I have $100 in Meta. Now it doubles in 2 years because I bought it at a 50% discount. When it goes to 100, I've doubled my money. Pretty good. Also, we think about real estate, and I'm not anti-real estate. I've been blessed. I own my office when I'm here doing the convos in my car. I actually have property, land that I bought that we're just waiting to build on when the supply chain issues slow down and things will be cheaper. I have property in my hometown of Cincinnati, so it's extremely blessed. So definitely not anti-real estate. However, just from a pure investment standpoint, this is the time you want to invest in the market because of things that we use on a day-to-day basis. Huge mega cap companies that are down significantly just because of the environment and the economy last year that we can take advantage of that we really can't take advantage of from a real estate standpoint. So when we invest, look at stocks like it's houses, right? This house used to be $100, now it's $50. I'm going to jump all over it. So we should do the same. And when we do make our money, then yes, you can take out your profits, making Payneful Profits, right? My YouTube channel. We can make some profits, use those profits, and now we can be strategic. Because with this $200,000 that we made, per se, in his case, we could be strategic. I just got this $200,000. It's not free money. I had to earn it by investing it, but now I have it. So I can be strategic. Let me find a property. Let me not just run to this one. Let me wait till things get slower. Let me wait to see if I, out of nowhere, have a person call me and say, hey, this property across the street, they're moving out. You might want to talk to them. With that extra money I have, I can be strategic. And hey, I had this $200,000, I need to do something with it because I want to get a return on my money. So with that being said, we look at real estate, think about it like it's a house. Another thing with a house, what we got to pay every single year, homeowners insurance. And homeowners insurance here in Florida, man, if you have it, a lot of insurance companies are leaving the state of Florida for various reasons. You have flood insurance we have to pay, and we have property taxes every year we have to pay. Well, from a stock market standpoint, we're not paying any property insurance. We're not paying any homeowners insurance. Property taxes, excuse me. We're not paying any homeowners insurance. We don't have any flood insurance. We don't pay taxes. Now, of course, when we sell our investment, we have to pay capital gains taxes, either short or long term. But with the property, we do the same thing, unless we do a 1031 exchange, which, of course, you give me a call or ask your local financial advisor, and he or she can let you know how to do a 1031 exchange. From an investment standpoint, think of the stock market like it's real estate. If you do that, you'll be able to identify companies that are down, invest in those companies. Now, I'm not saying invest in something like Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond is in the pits right now. They're worth like $1. I don't think they're coming back at all. Me personally, might be wrong. I mean, heck, Hertz was bankrupt, and now Hertz slowly but surely is going back up. So won't be the first time or last time I'm wrong. Only person who's perfect is God, of course, right? So we don't know with every single stock, but with a company like Apple, a company like Amazon, a company like Facebook, we do know it's going to go back up. And we know from a housing standpoint, It takes time for a house to appreciate. It's not like we have a house and then 2 years later it doubles. Now, it might be some areas where it's development, where something is going crazy from like a development standpoint, have different subdivisions going up like crazy. Yes, but that's an anomaly. That just really does not happen. Just like the market going down like crazy and bonds going down like crazy, a 60-40 portfolio that usually is pretty stable is down in the year 2022. That's an anomaly. So we should take advantage of the anomaly. So as I said, with $100, you might want to look into stocks, Amazon, Apple, those types of stocks that are great companies, that have a great balance sheet, have great cash flow. It's just that it was affected with everything else that happened in 2022. And if we buy something that's down by 50%, when it goes back up, we've doubled our money. That's the convo with your CFP. Hopefully that's great advice. Oh, I forgot. We do have an ETF, Let Be, LETB as in boy. We have an investment app as well, Let Bob, LETBOB. Definitely download it. My channel, subscribe, Payneful Profits. We're trying to give content. More content that we have, the more education that we bring, the more people are educated. And as we always know, education is the key. Lack of education means destruction, and financially, we want no destruction. We want you guys to be prosperous, make money, not lose money. I mean, with investing, it is a possibility you lose money. It is no pie in the sky. It's not like we invest money and then we just make 100,000, 200, 300,000 tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. We have ups and downs and ups. Prayerfully, more ups than downs, but that's what we call it, painful profits. Because it's painful. It was painful last year when we lost money. Painful. Person said they didn't lose money in the stock market last year. Are you lying to me? Give me see that side eye? Give me side eye. I don't know about that. Unless you shorted the market. If you shorted the market, kudos to you. But most people didn't do that. This year, it looks like the market's rebounding. We have a long year to go. We don't know what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. But if you look at your stock portfolio like it's real estate, another thing with real estate as I hit back, another reason why we don't look into our property like we do the stock market, every single day, second by second, we can see the value of our stock. We can see the value of our portfolio. When it comes to our house, it's kind of subjective, right? Do we really know? Really know the value of our house? It's not like we're gonna get appraised every single day. Ain't nobody gonna spend money on that. Hey, I wanna see how much my house is today. You go on Zillow, that kind of gives you a roundabout way. Let me get it appraised. Let me hire an appraiser to do that. Of course, you're not gonna do that. But anyways, with that being said, think about the market like it's a rental property, or real estate, or a flip, or any other property you think about. Let's make some painful profits together, y'all. Peace.
And you just wanna get paid, tired of making the money mistakes, make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah, Payneful Profits to help you seek change.